sure you can get married at 16 though.
I'm not sure. I think you can get married at 18, but you might need your parents' consent at 16.
Hey guys, and welcome to Marriage and Money.
Today we wanted to talk about getting married young. Should you? Can you? And things you might want to consider when you want to get married young.
Yeah. But before we continue with that, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can continue on the journey of marriage and money. And also give us a thumbs up if you like what you will hear.
And share the video.
Indeed, share it. Don't keep the goodies to yourself. And on top of that, guys, guess what? We have an Instagram. Marriage and Money Instagram. You can see right at the bottom of the screen. So follow us, you can DM us, you can check our stories, check our posts that we'll be posting up on a weekly basis so you can be updated as well on Instagram. So do check us out, and yeah, it'll be nice to hear from you on there too.
First of all, we're going to talk about our expectations of when, our ideas of when we want to get married first, and then what people said when we actually got married.
Boy, I definitely wanted to get married after being 28, you know what I mean? 28, you know what I mean? So, cause by then I thought, I'll be able to get my stuff done, all my achievements before I get married. And I kind of got to go into more detail in our video on Instagram, so check that out on, I wasn't ready for marriage. And yeah, and that's what I was planning to do. And I guess it didn't go that way.
Clearly.
Wow.
I think for me, I think I've said this before, I was like, when I was 21, I was like, I'm ready to get married. Well, that was my expectations. I was like, as soon as I finish uni, I want to be married, and then boom, boom, boom. But, life don't always go.
She looked into the future. She was like...
I just had my own idea.
That was interesting.
Of what I wanted.
Yeah.
And then when we actually got engaged, I think I was 23 and you was...
I was 24.
Yeah,
24. Wow.
So it's still, for some people it's still young, for some people it's not that young. For us, I don't think I was bothered. I was just like, about time. So yeah, I don't really remember too many people saying too many things of thought about it. For me personally, I vaguely remember someone saying like, "You're a baby," and I was just like, okay.
You're a baby.
Well, in my head, I didn't feel like I was a baby because in my timeline, I was 2 years behind already. Do you get what I mean? But to external people, I was the baby. So yeah,
that's interesting. Well, boy, beautiful, you were a baby. I must have been an embryo because, fam, already my facial embryo, like with my facial expression, wow, with my facial hair. Since the more hair you got, the older you look. Like right now, people, I think the last time someone said I looked 19, 18. So just think about that. I'm 26 now, looking 19, 18. So when I was 24, people think I was 16, bro. So when I said I was engaged, they were like, what? Like, you young, like, you're a baby, like, you're too young to get married and that. And I was thinking, but what kind of gave you that idea that, being 24, that being engaged, that you're too young to get engaged? So it got me thinking. I was like, okay, am I doing this too fast? Should I just wait till I'm 28? But then I thought to myself, well, I found a woman that I love, that I want to spend my life with. So,
jeez.
A
whole woman.
Of course, a whole woman. You know what I mean? So I was thinking, okay, are people really right? Am I really too young to get married? Or did I propose too early? You see what I mean? But I don't think I was too young. Even though in the 20s, people say, that 20s bit is a young age, you're still discovering yourself. After uni, if you've gone to uni, or after college or sixth form, you're going into your business life or your working life. And I'm like, true, but everyone is different. You see what I mean? So I thought, what? Let me check my life. Let me check my goals. Let me check my desires. And also check with the Lord, because the Lord knows better. You know what I mean? And yeah, it just seemed like, I'm clear with my goals. I'm clear about the woman I want to love, that I want to marry. not chasing any other girls, so you know, parents are cool with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
You
the
know what I
funny
mean? Like,
thing, actually.
Oh,
No.
oh, newsflash.
No, babe, my parents were cool with it. I think my dad was just a bit like, oh, you don't want to like do more studies or like.
Oh, the ones there, yeah.
But I think apart from that, it wasn't like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, at the end of the day, it's your life. You can do what you want.
Yeah, I think when we got engaged, it was a shock to quite a few people.
Really?
Yeah, because we were living on a dealer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on your
so
side.
obviously, if you were, and I guess that would add on to people thinking, oh, you're young, because they didn't.
Yeah.
Some people didn't know that we were together
for a while.
and getting married. So I was like, whoa, like what? When did all this happen?
Yeah, man. Sometimes you keep your situation private, and then when it's solidified, then you can.
Yeah.
But anyway, everyone's different. No. So, what would you say are your top, like, things to consider if you've been told you're too married to get young, or you might be thinking personally, am I too young to get married? Yeah. What would you say?
That was a very an interesting question, because I definitely know I was thinking that. Because I was thinking, this was my goal at 28 or 30. And I'm like, wait, I'm 23, 24, like, am I ready for marriage life? You know what I mean? And am I too young? Like, there's only like, 4 more years to go, you know, until I'm 28. So I was like, it doesn't really matter. But one thing that I definitely would encourage and that I considered is, am I willing to look after another human being? Because I'm already fair enough in a relationship, but once you're engaged, you're really giving signals to, if you're a man to your lady, or if you're a lady to your man, that I'm gonna be here with you until that wedding day, and after that wedding day, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm showing you that I'm gonna be committed to you. And commitment is a big word, and it's valuable, but it also comes with responsibility. Yeah. So it's one of the ones where I had to ask myself, okay, am I ready to look after Deborah? Am I ready to look after my woman? Am I willing to even be there through the thick and thin for my woman? Now, I proposed to Deborah at the time. So yeah, and then when they got to, to that point of being confident, saying yes to myself, like, yes, I'm willing to look after Deborah, I'm willing to spend my life with Deborah. I've definitely built up some maturity that I can look after myself, and in my relationship with Deborah, I've seen that I've been able to carry out certain acts of services to her, to let her know that, I'm going to continue this into our marriage. I was like, and then again, I wasn't chasing after any other girls. I was like, man's on this. Not even that, it was just that desire. I had a strong desire that I wanted to look after Deborah. And I was like, this is clear, this is true. No string, no sugarcoating. Like, I actually wanted to look after Deborah, and that was one of the things that I wanted to consider and be authentic with. If that makes sense. But
I think even following off the back of what you said about, I think it's not necessarily about the age, it's more about your maturity. Yeah. Like, are you mature enough to be able to handle conflict? Are you mature enough to manage your money?
No, true. Nah,
like,
true.
Are you mature enough to, know that you need to pay your bills and whatever else that you need to do? And I think, there are people who are older and don't do those things. So if you are younger and you do manage yourself in a good way, then that, I feel like that's the key for me. Not necessarily the age, because you can be any age and move anyhow, but it's more the maturity and like how you grasp things and how you handle things. 100% consider your financial situation, because that has a big impact. I feel like it impacts the health of your it can have the possibility of impacting the health of your relationship.
No, definitely.
Because let's say you're like 18, and some 18-year-olds, they got jobs and they got savings and blah blah blah. So to them it's not a thing like, I can't get married.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it wouldn't have been, looking back now, I'm thinking it wouldn't have been practical for us to get married straight away after uni, because because I'm thinking we graduated in July, then to get married at the end of July, which job did we have?
Yeah, definitely.
But there are people who have gotten married with no money and 30 years down the line they're doing fine. So I think it goes back to like how mature of an individual you are and how committed are you to each other rather than necessarily the age.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, definitely. And because it's one of the ones, bro, big man thing, I know I haven't lived till 100, but fam, after uni, actually forget after uni, after sixth form up to now, I'm like, fam, age is literally just a number, bro. Like, I've seen certain man them and golden, yeah, they're 30, 35, I'm thinking, bro, you acting like you're 16. And I'm thinking, wait, what? It didn't make sense. I was like, yo, it's true. Like, you can be any age, bro. I even remember back in the days when I was 16, some people thought I was acting like I was 20, 21 because of the mentality that I had, you know what I mean? Not necessarily of my age. Yeah. So it does make sense that, yo, like, you could be 30, you could be 50. Bro, you can even be 70, blood, and you still be acting like a kid. And you're like, yo.
Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
No, just say, remember, so basically, quick story time. One time we went to the market with my mum. Do you remember this?
No.
Anyway.
So
basically, we went to the market with my mum. Yeah. And then the man at the market was saying like, oh, he still lives with his mum and like she does everything for him. And he was a big man. He's probably my mum's age.
Oh wow, man.
I can't believe you don't remember this. So definitely, it's not even about like, you know, what would you say are the things to look out for or like / consider if you want to get married young? So for example, if you looking at me and seeing how I manage my money or me looking at you.
Okay, got you. I mean? Yeah. I would say definitely, you know, do they look after their money well? Like, are they just, you know, big spender, or are they really, you know, considering their future? Like, they ain't, you know, gallivanting, just spreading money everywhere anyhow, and, you know, they come to the end of the year or even before the end of the month and they're like, yo, I ain't got no money. I need to start borrowing some money. I would definitely encourage, yo, check out, you know, how they are if you're going shopping with them, see how they roll with shopping. Are they paying with cash? Are they paying with credit card?
Their relationship.
Are they paying with someone else's credit card? You know what I mean? So, you know, check them out because you don't want to get into the marriage life. You know, how can I say it? You don't want to get into marriage life with someone that you don't know how they roll with their money. And then it's like, whoa, what happened? You seem to come with a surprise. Like, you literally come with a surprise when you wedding day. Or
you mean after?
Yeah, after your wedding day. So I would definitely say, you know, see how they are with money in terms of, you know, how they spend, you know, how they're rolling with debt. And not gonna lie, if they are in debt and they are willing to change, then that is a good sign because it shows that they want to progress. Yeah. But if there's no desire to change and they want to stay the same, and they enjoy staying the same in that, then
red flags.
That's a big red flag, y'all. That's a big red flag.
Well,
so,
maybe, but the thing is, like, somebody else might not care about that, but they should. You should care about that because that can become a problem, and you know, like money can be a problem. Cause problems in marriage. So
because money is technically like part of your everyday life.
Yeah, it's not. You know part. I mean? It's not kinda. It is.
Okay, that is part of your everyday life. So you gotta know how they're rolling with money, and you gotta know for yourself how you're rolling with money. You see where I'm coming from? Because whatever habits you're building now is gonna be there in your marriage life, unless you're choosing to change. There you go. So it's really up to you, y'all. But yeah, that's what I advise. Like, see how they're rolling with their money, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I checked Deborah out and she was, you know, buying me treats, I was like, yo, that's nice because that's what I do. So that's one of the things that stood out to me. I was like, yo, if you're using money to buy treats for others and for me, hey, that's my lady, because I do that too. So again, probably that's another thing. Are there certain things that your partner is doing that align with you? You see what I mean? So that's another thing that you could consider that, oh, okay, you know, there's some similarities that, yo, they do this and I do that as well, which, you know, could help you with deciding whether to get married at that age you are at, or to wait for a while and, you know, build up them habits and then get married later in your life. But hey,
I think I would say, like, I think it's good for at least one of you to have a job.
Oh yeah, true.
Or even a source of income.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It can be an entrepreneur, blah blah blah, whatever. I think because now we live in that day and age. So I think, and as well, ensuring that income can cover your costs of living, because you can have one income, but if it ain't enough to cover your rent, your food, water, gas, then it's not really efficient. Do you know what I mean? Because you end up going out and struggling. So that's something to consider. As well, I would say like the way that they interact with their money and their family.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
So basically, like, because those are their closest people, right? So if they are not able to, like, for example, like give to like their sibling, or like just treat the house or something like that, like a sign of like, I'm
generosity.
not just and I'm not just about me.
Yeah.
That's kind of similar to what you said actually, but that just something that is tangible and evident to say that this person does not just think about themselves.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And as well, like, do they save as well? Do they put at least something away, even if it's not loads and loads and loads, but at least something for a rainy day? Like, everyone has rainy days, no matter who you are. And as well, I would say, like, if like start to have the mindset of building an emergency fund, even if you don't have one yet, you can start thinking about it and something to.
Definitely, and being at a young age, it will benefit you, fam.
So when you get older, because you already have that habit in your system, and then if something was to ever happen, you already have that cash there.
Yeah.
So, and I think a lot of you, like because I remember coming out of uni and just thinking, oh yeah, when I get a job I can buy this and this and this, but you don't. Nobody tells you to actually get your emergency fund ready first, because do you know what I mean? Because somebody could lose their job, they could
lose their business.
Call something that needs cash right away can happen. But I think the way that we just think about, I can please myself, rather than actually let me set myself up and then I can live life.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And another thing to consider as well, you know, if you are of the faith, is, you know, seeking the Lord for guidance. God knows best, y'all. Like, it was definitely important for the both of us to, you know, check the Lord and be like, yo, these are our desires, God. You know better than us. You give our desires to you, and ask you, Lord, check our hearts. See if we're on the right way of thinking, making the right decision. And man, like, God was faithful as we sought him diligently, individually and together. And even with me, like, when we went to propose, I was like, oh God, like, this is a life-changing event. Like, I gotta make sure I got this one right, because I told God, I was like, the woman that I meet, which is, you know, that I choose to get married, like, I actually want to get married, and I don't want to, like, go back, you know, to the old ways. And I thank God he helped me to be faithful to that as I asked that for that request. And man, so it's really key to, like, you know what the Lord is saying, and at the same time, you know, have some brothers and sisters in Christ to give you some words of advice, help you see things from a different perspective. And they could give you advice if they've even got married at a young age, if they're, you know, older than you, if that makes sense. So
alright guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, tell us what are your thoughts, your experiences that you face.
Definitely. Tell us what age you think is too young to get married.
That
would be a good one.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye guys.
Bye, my man. See you.